I've just got access to my new portal and now I need to get that set up. So what are the top 3 things that I need to do first?
So in the first instance, what you want to be doing is going into the settings cog in the top right, selecting building profile, and just ensuring that the profile of the building is correct, especially your floors and locations, as this is what contractors will select when they're creating permits. You want to select edit, add in a floor name, and then add in locations just below by hitting the add location button and the name of the location. You can add more locations by hitting add location and then typing in more. Once done, just hit save, and then your floors and locations will save. Next on the list would really be to just ensure that your permissions are set up correctly. So again, select the settings cog, role permissions. These permissions are effectively permissions that you're assigning to users of the portal that aren't asset admins. You can name them however you feel like. So you can see here some examples. We've got company contractor, building contractor, assistant asset admins, and assistant building managers. So you can just put in contractor and then the role scope. So with role scope, there are 2 different role scopes. So building, which will allow them to see everything across the relevant sections they have access to. So if you're giving them access to permits, it will allow them to see all permits for all companies on the portal. Or alternatively, company scope, which will allow them to only see their own company's permits. And then you select create, at which point you'll see the new permission role appear below. You can then select edit and then issue the relevant sections for them. So for example, for a contractor, you may want them to have access to permits. You'll go into this. Personally, I would hit select all and deselect the bits that you don't want them to do. For example, we don't want a contractor approving or rejecting their own permits, activating or closing their permits. Personally, I don't like them exporting data, editing buildings notes, security notes. But I do want them to be able to view everything. I obviously want them to be able to start works and complete their works. And then once completed, we'd hit save. Thirdly on the list, I would suggest adding the companies ahead of issuing out any onboarding email to either your tenants or any contractors. To do that, you're just going to go into companies, hit create, add in a company name. You can add in any floors where they're based if they're a tenant, any contact names, job roles, contact numbers, contact email. Then you select next. Any alternative contacts, so if you have an out of hours contact or a secondary contact, you can add that in here. And then the domain. So just ensure that everything after the @ within their email address is added to this. So for example, it may be test2.com, then hit add, and then next. You can upload any images for a thumbnail image within the company section here, and then you can hit submit. Those would be the top 3 things I would suggest getting in order to be able to utilize your portal straight away.